Abigail Kalmbach. Let's talk about your own personal journey with THC or cannabis and how it's helped you personally.
Yeah, so for all of my life, I've had various neurological and psychiatric features. Migraines from an early age, diagnosed with depression and ADHD when I was a young teenager.
We'll call that sort of organic, probably, in your brain. It's just in your brain.
It's just in my brain. It's just how I got lucky and had that formed. And it wasn't until college when I started, when I tried cannabis for the first time, that it started to calm a lot of the symptoms which I was still having that were not addressed with the medicines that I was taking.
Would you call it a paradigm shift for you? No, the things weren't working?
Correct. It was a huge paradigm shift. I remember calling home to my mom and saying, you know, Mom, this is really helping me in ways that things haven't helped me before. And being a good mom, she said, that'd be great for you to explore that, but you're studying electrical engineering at Princeton. It's not something for you to explore.
Wow. Yeah, I understand where she's coming from.
I totally understand where she's coming from, and I would probably have the same advice for my daughter.
Different generation, too, the whole thing.
You know, I wouldn't want my kid to be distracted by something that our government has told is harmful.
Right.
And so I smoked recreationally, but off and on for years. And when times were, the times which were more problematic or more difficult for me were times when supply was not constant, where it was harder to find a safe, constant supply of cannabis. But this was something that I kind of put aside when I got married and started to have kids. I put the cannabis to the side, but in the back of my brain, I kept thinking about how I felt when I consumed cannabis, and that was kind of where my brain got calm and got focused. So I started to propose studies to look at the use of cannabis for different psychiatric disorders in preclinical models. That's a fancy way of saying giving mice pot to see if the mice who had adverse early life events got better after having cannabis. Cannabis is a very well-scheduled drug. It's a Schedule I drug, and so that meant getting a Schedule I license for the lab from both the state and the U.S. government, DEA. We did that, but then the pandemic hit while I was on maternity leave, our second child, and going back to complete this work in the lab just wasn't something which I wanted to do, and I wanted to bring cannabis directly to people because I know that it's safe. I know that it works well for many people, and I know that I can pair people with the right strains and with the right modalities of consumption, or at least learn how to do that. Because right now, the research is so nascent.
All I know is that it has helped people I know who have PTSD, anxiety, nausea. And again, I'm trying to be objective. I'm just my own personal experience. There's so all I know is it helped these people and it worked, and they want to keep on using it. It's like my dad, who was a doctor. He didn't believe in chiropractors, but he said, if it works, it works.
Yeah.
And, just keep going. It's changed some people's lives, and in some ways it could be medicinal.